Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night at LDRS Creative for our craft along. I've been jamming to all kinds of music. I wish I could put the music on for you guys like I did that one time, but YouTube kind of zinged us there and they didn't appreciate me putting music out that I didn't have copyright to. I don't know why they had an issue with that. Anyway, welcome everybody. Alan, would you mind getting that door there? Just in case. Oh my goodness gracious, it is so good to be back. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. This is Tuesday, right? Okay, since I never leave the house anymore, I kind of lose track of what day it is. So anyway, and today's been really busy, really good, but really busy. We've got some fun stuff planned for you guys. It's so good to see so many people here. We've got people coming in from all over the place. It's so good. So many familiar faces, and I've seen some new people. So hello, everybody. Hi, and welcome. I've got this gorgeous Christmas background today because we're going to actually make a Christmas card. We're going to do it with, I'm actually going to use one of the new stamp sets that you guys haven't seen yet. It's from an upcoming kind of Christmas add-on collection that we're going to be announcing soon. And so I decided to give you guys a little sneak peek of something in that. And we're also going to be using one of our fall stencils. And it's I think one of my favorite products that we have, just hands down across the board. And I really felt like stenciling, and I felt like doing something that was, I don't know, I don't want to say easy because it wasn't an easy card, but it didn't involve any coloring, and I didn't feel like doing a big scene. I wanted to do something that was a little more clean and simple. And so I thought I would take a fall stencil and make it Christmassy. So we're going to see if it worked. I don't know. We'll see. So many people. Don't forget that if you leave a comment, give us a hello, ask questions, whatever you want. My producer husband, Alan, is going to be putting all the questions up for me so I can answer those while we're going through tonight. And anybody who has left a comment of some sort is going to be eligible for the prize at the end of tonight. So we always have a giveaway at the end, but we cannot call your name if we don't know you're here. So make sure you get your name out there somehow. What else do we have? Let me think. I think that's about it. I think we're going to get rolling. Oh, I know. Somebody had a question tonight. It was Liz, actually. I saw Liz, you put a question up there and said, hey, are we having a live tonight? I want to make sure you guys know this. We send out an hour before the show every time. We send out a newsletter. Uh-oh, something just happened. Did everything just... All right, something just moved. I hope we're still live.
That's good.
That was weird. Something just kind of went on my computer. So anyway, we send out a newsletter about an hour before the show, and it kind of gives you a little sneak peek about what we're going to be doing, and it gives you guys a little bit of a reminder and the links and everything. So if you don't get that, you want to subscribe to our newsletter, and you're going to be able to find that on the website. So make sure you sign up for that if you haven't done so already. That way you're always going to know what we're doing, when we're going live, and what we've got going on. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch the camera and we're going to get rolling. All righty, here we go. Let's see. So this is going to be, remember I said I wanted to work with one of our fall stencils. This is going to be the one. This is one of my favorites. It is a sunflower stencil, but we're going to be coloring this up tonight so that it looks more Christmassy. We're going to kind of fake everybody out. Oh, Ethan is saying, how does it feel to be a grandma? It feels pretty good, actually. I'm in the prime of my life. I don't mind it at all. If anybody is wondering, I'm 52, and yes, I'm a grandma. I have 3 grandchildren, and no, I did not start when I was like 12. Or 10 or whatever. They're actually Alan's grandkids, but I do claim them. And I'm actually close with Ethan. So Ethan is the one who put that question out there because we like to zing each other. We always tease each other. So anyway, it feels great, Ethan, and I absolutely love you. Welcome, by the way. Okay, so this is the stamp set I was talking about. This is called Holiday Gnomes Sentiments, and this actually goes with a Holiday Gnomes stamp set. But I decided to play with this today. You can't really read what this one says right now because I've used it. This is my copy of it. Let me turn it over so you can see. This actually says, "We wish you all a very Merry Christmas." And so I decided to work with this today to give you guys a little sneak peek of an add-on Christmas collection that we're going to be announcing soon. But I will tell you this. The collection is already making its way to retail stores. So everything has been shipping already. So you're going to start seeing, like in your favorite retail stores, you're going to see that entire collection before you actually see it from us. So if you want to get your hands on this, and this one I will tell you, don't wait for us because we've only got a few of these left. This collection has already almost sold out. So if you want this stamp set, don't wait for us. You're going to want to look to your favorite retail store to find it there. All right, so these are the only two things I'm going to be working with today. I know I usually pull in like all kinds of stuff, but this is going to be it today. So let's get rolling. We're going to get started. Again, don't forget, if you have any questions, put them up there. Alan is going to get your questions to me. Let's see, I've got all kinds of goodies in this little bag here. I'm going to move this off to the side and we're going to get started. I'm actually going to be working with a little bit of string today. Let's see what I have in here. So this is going to be an A2 card. So I do have an A2 card base. For those of you that are not familiar with the A2 card size, this is a half of an 8x11 letter size sheet of cardstock. So you take 8.5 by 11 and you're going to cut it at 5.5. You're going to score it at 4 1/4 and fold it, and then you're going to end up with an A2 card that is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I then wanted to have black as my background cardstock, and so I just took a black cardstock, piece of cardstock, and I cut that to 4 1/4 by 5.5, and that's going to be my base. So I'm going to set this aside. I don't want to show you this, but I'm going to. I don't want to show it ahead of time, but I'm going to. This is what I decided to do today with my stencil. And I think it is just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I'm just making a mess over here. I think this is stunning. I wanted it to kind of trick the eye and have it look maybe as close to poinsettias as I could have it look. And so again, this is the sunflower stencil. It's a 6x6 stencil, and you can color this up in so many different colors. I'm going to show you how I did this tonight because I am in love with it. I am absolutely in love with it. Let's see, am I missing? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I did this because it's stenciling. I'm blending color. And so I started with an A2 sized piece of my Strathmore Bristol. You will find this in our store, Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface. This, in my opinion, is the best cardstock or the best paper for blending your inks. And let me show you the colors that we're going to be working with today. So I've got, to start off, I've got Tickled Pink, Scarlet Rose, and I have Raven, which Raven wasn't one that I had intended on using, but I decided to pull it in as a gorgeous accent, and it really, really worked out. I've also got Dandelion, Olive Branch, and this one is Evergreen. So in this, I have 6 colors all together. And if you're not familiar with our hybrid inks, a hybrid ink is a combination ink. This is an ink that you're going to be able to use not only for stenciling and blending, but when you stamp with this, you're going to be able to color with your alcohol markers like your Copics, as long as you want to make sure you're using the right paper. You're also, if you stamp with this, you're going to be able to paint your image with watercolors. You can work with acrylics. You can stamp on glossy surfaces. With ours, you can even emboss, and I'm going to show you how to do that today as well. So this is really a go-to ink pad. You don't really need to think about what the application is going to be. You don't have to say, oh my gosh, I need an ink that I'm going to, you know, I'm going to be coloring with Copic markers. Which black ink do I grab? You don't even have to think about it. You just grab your hybrid ink. Same thing. I'm going to be watercoloring. What do I stamp my image with? Just grab your hybrid ink. Whatever you're going to do. Really, really easy. So I'm going to take you guys through how I ended up coloring this up. I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper. There we go. This is just a very inexpensive cardstock. Terry is saying, is that paper good for Copic coloring as well? No, it is not. When I'm going to be Copic coloring, which I will be talking about in a moment because I am going to do some Copic coloring, I use my Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock, the 110 pound. Different papers for different applications. So the paper that I showed you, the Strathmore, I only use it when I'm going to be doing ink blending. Alrighty, so let's see. Now I've already sprayed a little bit of a tacky spray on the back of this, but I tape it down just to make sure all is going to be good. I don't want it to move no matter what. And you know, it doesn't really matter with the stencils. It doesn't really matter which way you turn your stencil. The image is going to go in every direction. So I'm taping it down. There we go. Now I do have blender brushes here. I have a whole bunch of them here. And I have one for each color. I don't like spending the time cleaning my brushes and going through all that stuff. To me, it's kind of, I just have too many other things to do, so I don't want to spend the time doing it. So I have mine. These are makeup brushes, and I just label them on the back, you know, with which color it is. So I do have one for every color. I know that question came up before. These right here, these are actually from Picket Fence Studios. This is their blending brush. They're too dark for me to label, so I have to be really careful with them. I think I have, like, the little labeler that I have, I think I have one that actually has a white ink on it, but I haven't been able to find it. So that would work really well on here, because the only one I could find is the one with the black ink. So, but I will get these labeled somehow. I just haven't dealt with it yet. So, per usual, I usually color light to dark, and I'm going to do that with this as well. So I'm going to start with my Dandelion, which is my yellow. So I grab my Dandelion, ink this up. Now these ink pads are really, really juicy. I want my yellow to go in the center of my flowers here. So I'm just going to get some yellow in the center, and notice it's going out of that, and I don't care, because I don't worry too much about it being perfect. It's going to have a beautiful blended quality. It's going to mix a little bit with whatever color I put in there next. And I think it's just going to be gorgeous. So I'm not really, really worried about whether I go outside of the lines with this. I also think that when something is handmade, handcrafted, I like to have imperfections in that. So that is all there is to it with that Dandelion with the yellow. Next up, I'm going to go to my green. So I've got olive. This is the olive branch. Let me make sure I have the correct. Yep, this is my olive branch. So I'm going to just kind of take a look in here and see where my leaves are, and do my best to get them colored in. Again, I'm not really concerned about whether or not I stay perfectly inside the lines. I don't even care if I get an even coat of this green. Where else do I have leaves? There's one in the center here. If you're not sure, you can always look at your image here. I'm going to turn this around to see which way I have it. It's going this way. This is the way I have it laid out. So if you're not sure where the leaves are, you can always look at the image on the back. Because sometimes when you're looking at the stencils, or any just stamped image in black and white even, it's sometimes you kind of aren't sure where some of the lines begin and end and what the images are. So we most always will have the image on the back. Let's see if we have any more leaves that are actually on the page. I don't think there are. I think that's it. Let me see. Do I have one over here? I don't think I have this laid out right. I think it goes this way. Maybe this way. Okay, so let me see. I don't think I have any more in here. So I think I'm done with this green. So I'm gonna leave that for now. That was my olive branch. Any new ink colors coming out? Shannon is asking. You know what? We don't have any new ink colors coming out, actually. We have a lot of colors, and I love blending them together and making new colors that way. We don't have any new ones coming out anytime soon. Yeah, I think we have 36 colors altogether. So Tickled Pink. I'm going to go through and get all the petals with this pink. And I'm not pressing hard. Those of you that are new, let me fix this because this is actually covering up some of the paper, I think, a little bit, and I don't want to do that. I'm not really sure. It's hard to see sometimes because my paper in the background is white. Sometimes it's hard to see, especially when I'm looking through a stencil. It's kind of hard to see where the one paper begins and the other one ends. So I'm just kind of tilting this a tiny bit to try and stay on the petals. It's getting into the center there a little bit, and I'm not really worried about it. I think we're going to have a beautiful kind of a blended look there. There we go. Got some more over here. This color is just gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Love this color. Now right now it is very pink. This is kind of a base. This is going to give me kind of a lighter color than the red. I am going to come in with the red, but I wanted to have variation of color. So where's the lid? So that one is Tickled Pink. Next up is Scarlet Rose. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, rich, rich red. So now I'm going to go over some of that with this, and I'm going to leave just a little bit of that pink untouched. Just for variation of color. But I do want this red to be very, very rich, because if you think about poinsettias, they're very, very rich in red. But I think that the pink areas are going to give us that little bit of highlight. Kind of deepen some of those red areas by going over them again. That's one thing that I love. Another thing I should say that I love about the hybrid inks is you can build up the color. As I go over this a second time, the first coat has dried, so I can go over it again and really, really richen and deepen that red. All right. Now next up, I'm going to add some deeper color to the green with the evergreen. So I have my evergreen here. I don't want to cover all that green completely, so I can leave some lighter areas. Again, it's kind of like a highlight, you know, like where the lighter areas are. I think that is it. Giving a quick look over there. And then I'm going to do something. I'm actually going to clean my stencil off. But I want to pay attention to which direction it is that it's going in, because I'm going to lay this back down on it. So I grab another piece of paper here, and I'm going to clean this off. I'm doing this because I want to come in with some more color, but I don't want to be pulling all that red into everything because I have that red on there. I don't want to pull all that in. So give this a really quick clean. There we go. And I'm going to set this piece aside. Let this air dry a little bit. Ooh, Susan is asking, will we be getting the cleaner back in stock? Yeah, hopefully soon. But yes, we will be restocking it. Okay, let me get this lined up again where it was. Did I move something here? All right, let me do this. I think I'm trying to line up too many things, so let's go like this. This will help. There we go. There we go. I think I had moved the paper underneath. So this helps me to see it really, really clearly. So now I'm actually going to go back in with my dandelion to brighten up that yellow. Shannon is saying, do you know what time you'll be on Stamp and Scrapbook Expo on Saturday? I do not. I do not. I think they may have sent the schedule out, but I have not looked at it yet because today was an incredibly busy day for me. So I wish I had that. I will get that posted as soon as we can. I would say maybe this evening, later on this evening, or tomorrow. If I have it. I think I do, but I'm not sure. Any news on the upcoming little release? Yes, Judy. We're going to be announcing that soon. It's making its way right now to retail stores. So maybe next week we might be announcing it. So now I've grabbed, this is Raven, and I've grabbed a tiny, tiny little brush. And with this, I'm just going to be adding like little bits of shadow to the red. I'm doing this very, very sparingly. This just, I think it just kind of richens it up a little bit, and I'm not putting it everywhere. Just a little bit kind of here and there. Maybe even onto that green just a little bit to deepen it. Kind of at like where I want the darker areas to be. And this is a little bit, this part here can be a little bit scary. So if you're not sure about it, don't do it. I'm gonna come back in with a little bit of that red right up there. Alrighty. I did not add very much of that at all. Alrighty. Let me get all my brushes put away because I'm going to end up with that all over me if I don't. I'm going to lift this up and look at that. You see what that black does? How it just richens it up. It gives you like these deeper like shadows in there. I just think it's so pretty. And you can add as much or as little as you want. You don't have to add any if you don't want. But I think it is just gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick clean because I don't want these colors to set on here. This is just water on this cloth that I'm using. There we go. Okay. So here's the one that I just did for you guys, and this is the one that I did earlier, and you can see how they're different. I even laid the stencil out different on them. This one I've even trimmed a little bit because of how I'm going to use it. But I think they're just gorgeous. I love how the colors blend. See what I was talking about? How I have that yellow in the center, but some of the red comes in. It almost makes it kind of orangey, and then we even get a little bit of that black in there. You can see it over here too. I just think it's so pretty, and I love that the leaves have multiple colors on them. I just think it's gorgeous. I hope you guys like it. I think it's so pretty. One of my favorite stencils, and I think it's something that can be used year round. Stunning. Okay, so we're going to set those aside. I'm actually going to start building up this card for you. So I'd already told you about the card base, and we've got the, what? What's wrong? Uh-oh. I don't know. Uh-oh. Is it frozen? Alan's saying it's frozen. Is it frozen everywhere?
No, it's frozen on restream.
Okay, it looks like we came back. Nope. Do you need to go see if Keaton's?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Is that still connected?
It keeps coming back and getting interrupted.
Okay, give it a second. It's starting to recover here.
Uh-oh. Go see if he's on there, please. Okay, everybody, give us just a minute. It looks like it's coming back and going for some reason. All right, everybody, give us a minute. We're trying to see if it's on our end. Okay, let's see. Give us a minute, everyone. We're trying to see if it's on our end. Okay, I think we might be back. Give me just a moment. Are we back? I think we're back. Okay, everybody, sorry about that. I think we're back. Oh, let me refresh because I can't tell.
I see. Move your hands.
All right, I'm moving my hand, Alan. Can you see me?
Yep.
Okay, I think we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. All righty, so let's see. I got to figure out what I was doing. I even managed to drop everything over here. I don't know if you can help me out over here, Alan. I've managed to. Okay. All right, so we're going to pick this up again. So here is the card base, and I've got my my little card topper. This is just cut to A2 as well that I mentioned. What's happening here? YouTube seems to be frozen again. All right, now it's moving again. Oh, why does this stuff have to happen? So I'm just going to go ahead. This card topper fits the top exactly, and I did that on purpose. Here's the thing. I really like for my card base to be white. Oops, I didn't line that up very well. I'm actually going to trim that because I didn't line it up very well. And that will drive me bonkers. Okay. I like for my card base to be white. That way, when I go to write a message on the inside, it's nice and white. So that's why a lot of the time I will actually do a topper that is the exact same size as the card base itself. And I went ahead and trimmed my beautiful background to be 1/4 of an inch smaller on both the length and the width. I'm going to pop this up on foam because I really like to have dimension, and I want to have dimension with that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. Here's my foam, if anybody's wondering. For anybody who's new here, this is actually shrinking already because I've been doing a lot of card making. This is by Scotch. I think you get, what did we say? It was 38 yards. You get a lot. It's absolutely wonderful, wonderful stuff. I didn't cut that very well. So I'm going to prop this up. All right. Let's go ahead and get the backer off of this. And I'm going to get this centered on here nicely. Try not to put my head in the way of the camera. It's hard to get everything straight when I can't really see it from top down. There we go. That's pretty. Really, really nice. All right, so the next step, I'm going to set this aside. That piece is done. Next up, we're going to make this piece here. Now this is done with, is everything working, Alan?
Yep.
Okay.
So far.
You're looking around, so you're making me nervous. I'm not sure if we have a
I
problem.
was trying to measure the foam.
Okay.
3/4.
Oh, the foam, did somebody ask how thick? Yeah, the foam is 3 1/4 inches.
3/4.
3/4, not 3 1/4. The foam is 3/4 of an inch.
3/4. No.
It is 3/4 of an inch wide. The thickness itself is about a 1/16 of an inch, and I like that. I like it because it's not really, really heavy duty and super thick. That allows me, it gives me the control of the thickness of how I step up everything on my card. Another nice thing is I like to layer. I like to layer up multiple pieces. So if I had a really thick foam and this piece right here had already started out like 1/8 of an inch, by the time I layered other pieces up, I would have to put my card in a box instead of an envelope, and I don't like it to be that thick. So I'm going to show you how to easily create this really, really pretty tree here. We're going to use this Holiday Gnome Sentiment stamp set. And I'm going to use these two stamps. So the first one is the tree. It's like the outline of the tree. Here's my raven. I stamped it in raven. There we go. Beautiful. Let me go ahead and wipe that clean. Now, my next step is to color it up. And I chose, this is, I'm coloring with Copics. So and because I'm coloring on Copics, I stamped this on my Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110 pound. I want you to be careful. If you order Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, they do have a lesser weight. You want the 110 pound cover weight. That is incredibly important. So I chose to color it with YG95. And, you know, I'm going to stay in the lines here, but I don't care if this is absolutely perfect. I'm not doing a lot of shading or anything with this. I just want to get it covered, get it coated. Stay in the lines so I don't make a mess. But I'm not going to be coloring this with multiple colors and worrying about shading and having it look like a real tree. My goal is to color this in completely in this color because I'm going to layer a sentiment over the top of it. So you're not even going to see how well it's colored in, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm going to blend it to some degree. Just so it doesn't look really choppy. But I'm just going and getting the color in here. Just going to make some circles with it just to get rid of some of the lines. And now I'm just kind of flicking in toward the center, still on the one marker. This is just going to kind of help blend those lines a little bit together. And it's going to leave me a little bit of a highlight in the center. And I think it's pretty and really, really easy to do. Next up, I grabbed E44 just to color in the little base of the tree. And again, I'm not getting all, crazy about putting in, highlights and all that stuff. So now that that's done, we're going to put this back in here. And I'm going to get ready with my embossing. So this is a hybrid ink, which technically you're not supposed to be able to emboss. I shouldn't say not supposed to be able to. Technically, it's not designed for embossing, but ours, you can emboss. You don't have a tremendous amount of, time with it. I have a clear embossing powder. This is our LDRS Creative Clear Emboss Powder. And I'm going to go ahead with my anti-static. Apply that. I've got my little tray ready here. I'm going to get my stamp out and get this all lined up. I think I'm going to move this up here so you can see better. There we go. So this is designed to lay over the top, and because it's clear, we can see through it. And I can see where that little star is lined up with the top of the tree. And I'm just making sure that the base is lined up as well. Let me get I've got my little embossing gun here, my little heat gun. I'm going to get it heated up. There we go. I like to preheat that so it's all ready to go. There we go. Let's make sure that this is still in the corner. I've got my Raven hybrid. I'm going to ink that up pretty good. And I may ink it more than once. We'll see. I'm going to do it one more time. And now quickly, I'm going to come over here and apply my embossing powder. And you can see it adhered. See? It's on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this heated up. Actually, let me get the lid on my embossing powder here. Move this out of the way because I don't want that going everywhere. That would just be a nightmare, wouldn't it? Let it heat up. And look at that. How gorgeous. Get a little bit over here. I see a little smidge. Isn't that gorgeous? We just embossed with a hybrid ink. It's gorgeous. So don't, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just moving it over. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot emboss with a hybrid ink. You just watched me do it. No tricks. Neither Penn nor Teller was here. Oh, Regan is saying, will there be a die set for that stamp set? No, there isn't, because it's primarily a sentiment set. We don't have a die set for it. Yeah, because I have it backwards in there. I'm looking at it going, how come I can't read anything? Why is everything backwards? So that's better. No, because it's primarily a sentiment set, the only thing would be to cut out that tree, and there wasn't really a need for a die set for it. So we have this all set, and then all I did was add a tiny little bit of color. This is, I chose Y15. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful yellow gold, just to give a touch of color there. And then I just chose kind of a bright red. We do have some little holly leaves here, which I just kind of gave a little touch of red. And granted, we're going over a dark green, so it's not going to be real vibrant, but it does give a little bit of detail. And then I chose a darker green, G94. I probably could go even darker, just to give a little bit of an accent to the holly leaves. It just adds a little bit. And you know, you could even choose a lighter green to color the tree if you wanted. So that's really all there is to that. And so here you can see the two.
Close up of the tree.
Sure. Alan's going to give us a close up. Or maybe not. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. You can see the light shining on it. So, yep, how pretty it is, all embossed. So,
how's that?
Excellent.
Is that close enough?
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so then all I did was trim this down to size. You know, I just kind of trimmed it so I had a little bit of space. I didn't even measure it. It's I just trimmed it so I had equal space around the sides. I went a little bit less on the bottom, a little bit more on the top, just for that height. And then I went back to my black cardstock. And here's what I actually did. I went back to my black cardstock, and I wanted to have a wider frame on it. And and this is how I did it initially. I cut it so I had a 1/4 of an inch on either side, and I didn't like it. I thought it was too much. So, and then I went to and I have like a little scrap cardstock stash. So I just grabbed a green, and I didn't even worry about it being the exact same green as the tree. And part of my thinking on that was, let me move this over a little bit. Part of my thinking of that is, you know, I've got different greens in the leaves. And so I thought it was really pretty actually to have two different greens not matching. You know, if I had put olive out here and that olive on the tree, I don't even think it would look as nice. I think having the greens offset each other, because I think it just brings the tree to life a little bit more with that not being the exact same green. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So that was the direction I went. So I'm going to go ahead and get this layered up a bit now.
It needs Christmas lights.
It needs Christmas lights?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we could fit Christmas lights because we have the sentiment on it.
Well, I mean, just like dots everywhere.
You want dots everywhere?
Do you have like a...
I could probably color that in if Alan wants Christmas lights on the tree. He doesn't want to deal with Christmas lights here at the house, but he wants me to do them right now live on my project when I haven't planned for it. Thank you, honey.
Ouch.
Zing.
Never mind.
He says, never mind. So that's all layered up nice and pretty. And you can see how that's going to look on the front there. I think that really is sharp. But then I grabbed some more black, and I grabbed a red that was just again in my little scrap stash. And I'm gonna go ahead and layer these up. Now the black, actually, I'll show you. The black is going to extend all the way to the outside of the card. It's not stopping where I cut the back. I wanted that black to go so that line, so this is technically 4 1/4 wide for the black. And then I trimmed it, I think it was 1/4 of an inch on each, the length and the width, so that it fit in there right. So then the next thing I have, you guys are going to watch me struggle making a bow on camera. I'm not a bow maker. I have small hands, but for some reason I feel like they're so big when I have to do this. So I went to my stash. I thought I haven't used my string and ribbon and stuff in so long. I just don't use it anymore. And so I thought it'd be really pretty just to add a little bit of this in. So let's see if I can make this happen. I don't know if I left enough. We'll see. Make sure I get this tight enough. I'm not sure I have. Looks a little loose. I may end up tightening that by taping it on the back because I think it's a little bit loose. But let me see where we're going to land with this. What I want to do is put this alongside like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that works. All right, so let me go ahead and finish this. Might be a little too far over, but we'll see. So tie that knot. And just make a very, very simple little bow. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm concentrating. Bow magic. Let's see how that works. Does that look kind of gargantuan or what? Let's make that a little bit smaller. Tighten it. Are you now understanding why you don't see a lot of bows on my cards?
Yeah.
I am not a bow maker. Squeeze that one. And I'm really weird about having them look like perfectly balanced. And I try not to, but it's just a weird thing for me. I think that works. Yep, I think that works. So I'm going to go ahead and apply adhesive right in the center here. See if that is centered. I think it is. Make sure I get it all on there. And then I think this is going to fit right in here. And this one I want to have foam. I'm going to put my foam on the top and the bottom. Where's my scissors? I think I lost my scissors. Oh, here they are. Let's see if that's going to fit. Yep. So I'm leaving that center open there because that's where that string is. I kind of push this over so that I can center this. I think I've got it. More what, Alan?
Left.
I don't think I can go any further left. There we go. I think that's it. And then I need to trim a little bit of this. I think that that is it. Deep, deep, deep. That's all, folks. Gosh, I hope I have it opening in the right direction.
Yeah.
I forgot to check that. Hallelujah. So I am happy with that. I think it's a beautiful, clean and simple, but elegant Christmas card. I think we pulled it off. I'm happy with it. I think maybe I could have had the bow over a tiny little bit more because to me it looks a little bit off center, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna be crazy about it like I usually am. So I hope you guys like that. I think it turned out really, really pretty. I'm very, very happy with it. So here again, we used this. This is the sunflower stencil. Who would have thought we could take a stencil that looks like that and turn it into a Christmas card? I think it's gorgeous. Super pretty. I love the black that's in there. I think it really plays nicely off of the black cardstock. I just think it's really pretty. I hope you guys like it. Yay! And then, of course, we have our little sneak peek of our Holiday Gnome sentiments. Again, look for these in stores. They are getting to stores right now. We are only going to have a very small handful of these left, so I wouldn't wait for us. I would try and find these in your favorite stores and see if you can nab that. Yay! I'm happy with it. Yay! I'm very, very happy with it. All right. Oh, and there's green. I always forget the green screen. I don't know what the problem is with that. Something wrong with me. I don't know. So let's see if we can look through the tree since it's green. Almost. It looks kind of weird. That's the green screen. The green screen makes anything green look weird. So good thing I'm not green.
The Grinch.
Oh my goodness. So I think our giveaway today is actually going to be our sunflower stencil because it is one of my all-time favorite products, and I think it's incredibly versatile. So
everybody should have that.
I agree. I think everybody should have it. I love this stencil. It is absolutely wonderful. You're going to see this used on so many projects all throughout the year, and you're going to be able to do all kinds of stuff with it. So, I mean, we did a fall card with it already. I think we've done some summer stuff with it. And now you've seen me do a Christmas card with it, and I just, I think it's great. I think it's stunning. So, everybody get their, get your name out there, get your comment out there. We want to do a giveaway. So if you haven't gotten your info out there, make sure you do. Oh, and don't forget, before I draw this, don't forget, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, do so. That way, you're going to get notified immediately when we go live. If you have not subscribed to our newsletter, do so, because you're going to get a reminder about an hour before we go live, just so that you can get all set up. But you're also going to find out more news because we're sending those. We're going to be sending those out more regularly. You're going to get new collection information and just things about what we're doing and where we're going to be and stuff like that. I would also recommend that you subscribe to our blog because our inspiration team is absolutely phenomenal, and we send daily blog posts out through your email if you subscribe to that, and you're going to get to see how our amazing design team uses our products so that you can be inspired to do some of those same things. And we include all kinds of tips and tricks and videos and stuff there as well. Oh, and speaking of videos, we do put videos out. We put a video out every week on YouTube. In addition to what we're doing here tonight, we put a video out, usually like a 5 to 7 minute video. And that'll go right into your inbox so that you know what we're doing and what we're creating that day. And hopefully that will inspire you how you can use some of these products too. So anyway, I think Alan has drawn the winner. So drum roll, please. There we go. No drums. Suzanne Hugh, you are the winner. Congratulations, Suzanne. You won the amazing, gorgeous sunflower stencil that you can use year-round. Suzanne, I need you to please send us an email to customerservice@ldrscreative.com so that we can send you your prize. I'm going to need your complete mailing address, your name, of course, Suzanne Hugh, and your complete mailing address so we can get it out in the mail to you right away. Congratulations on your win. Yay! I think that is it for tonight. I think we're a little bit early, too. Here's our cardigan. Everybody, thank you so much. We will be back on Thursday, same time. I have no idea what I'm going to be working on. And then we have Stamp and Scrapbook Expo coming up on the 14th, and I will try and get the time posted for that as well. So I think that's it for tonight. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Everybody stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Bye for